Okay, the pedals are out of the car. Here's a quick rundown on the various landmarks and how they're attached. First off is the accelerator. Here it is, up, across, and terminating there in the connection for the accelerator cable. It's attached to the car by means of that elbow there, fitting into that bracket there. There's a hole in the end of it, which corresponds to, can we see that? Yep, there we go, that piece there, and there's a split pin that holds it in place. On this side you've got a plate with two holes, corresponds to, on the bulkhead, this here, where you've got the two bolts. Now, while we're at this end, there's the return spring for the accelerator. That anchors into that hole there, just hooks on. Next is the brake pedal. There it is. It goes up, across, and terminates here. This end is secured by these two holes, because under here we have the bolts in the bulkhead. 1 and 2. We've got 4 more holes in the aperture for the servo, corresponding to holes 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and that's where the, if we can wait for the camera to autofocus, the servo attaches in there. Now those lower 4 holes are only populated when the servo's in position. I get a good shot of all 4, there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can take the servo out and this end is secured by those two. At the other end here, the shaft is secured simply by slotting that into that, obviously in that direction, and the return spring goes under here and fits and just hooks over. Can you see that little piece there? Goes above it, hooks over, and you can see where the paint's been chafed away by the end of the spring. That is your brake pedal. Next is the clutch. The clutch is taken out complete with this monumental piece of metalwork here. There's its return spring. The clutch cable just hooks onto the end of that. Now this is secured by 8 different fixings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do the other 3 in a minute. Those 2 correspond to that fixing and another and the fixing on the other side. You've got, you just see there, that one bolt that goes through that hole there, and these 2 fixings attached to, can you see that? Where's it gone? There it is. That little bracket, wait for the camera to recover, a bracket there, 1 and 2, and that stops the bottom of the steering column from flapping about. Now, said there was another 3 fixings. Here they are, 1, 2, 3. They attach to the bulkhead. Let's see if I can get them in frame. There's 1, 2, 3. There we go. And obviously the nuts for those fittings go on from inside the engine bay. And that anchors that whole piece in, secures the end of the steering column, and also holds this, which is the hood release. Now, we've already removed the hood release and its cable, but basically the cable comes in through the handle, up out of there, and is secured by that bolt. The cable's held taut so that when you pull on that, it basically pulls the cable and voila, releases the hood. And those are the pedals. Next stage is going to be, I think, just continue to dismantle the car, doors, tailgate, and drop the tank out. We get in there.